Hi guys, I'm Alysha and welcome to my channel. On this channel I make crochet tutorials based on what celebrities are wearing or what's going viral. Today I've got a really exciting tutorial for you guys. I've made the bikini that Bella Hadid just posted on Instagram. I didn't have the exact colors of what she was wearing, but I tried to do my best recreation with what I had already. So it's this cute like two-tone little stripy bikini. Got the top and the bottoms. I'll film a better video of like the whole set a little bit later. But yeah, it's super simple. It's very similar to my just regular bikini tutorial, just the basics, as well as my Kylie Jenner, the checkerboard bikini tutorial. It has elements from both of those. So if you've watched either one of those, you're pretty much halfway there already. But yeah, let's get into the video. And if you have any questions, make sure to leave me a comment. You can send me a DM on Instagram. And if you make it, I would love, love, love to see it. So send me a picture on Instagram. All right, let's get into it. So we've got our two colors of yarn. I unfortunately didn't have the right color of blue for what I wanted. So I'm just gonna use pink. I think that these two are a cute like little combo together. But take your first color and make a slip knot. If you've seen my Kylie Jenner checkerboard bikini tutorial or just my regular bikini tutorial, this should be pretty familiar to you. We're going to start with the cup and we're going to make a chain that is long enough to reach from the bottom of your breast to like the middle of your nipple. So I'm going to make a chain of 12. Now we are going to do half double crochets down the chain. So I'm counting 2 loops from the hook, 1, 2, and I'm going to insert it there. So I did a yarn over before I inserted, and we're just going to take our hook, pull 1 loop through, take our hook, pull through all 3 loops. I'm sorry if the audio is a little bit bad, my parents have some people over. But anyways, so we are just going to yarn over, insert, pull through 1, pull through all 3, and just continue doing that all the way down the chain. Now we're going to chain 2, flip our work. Now we're going to take our second color and make a slip knot. And slip this onto your hook. To be honest, I don't know if this is the correct way to do it, but I find that this is the most simple. So now we are going to yarn over and insert into our first hole. While we do that, we are taking our yellow color and making sure that it's over top of our hook. So we're tucking it behind so that it's hidden while we do our second color. Now I'm continuing on as if it's just a normal half double crochet, and then going down the row like it's a normal half double crochet. So we're remembering to tuck that yellow behind. So I'm just continuing down the row, making sure to keep my yellow tucked behind. So see, you can't even see it there. Alright, so we got to our last stitch in the row. And since this is a bra cup, we're going to keep going around. So now I want you to put 3 more stitches in that same hole that we just put one in. So a total of 4 in that last hole. So this is 2, 3, and 4. But on the 4th one, you are going to do that first step of your half double crochet, drop the pink, pick up the yellow, and finish that stitch. And now we are going to put 4 yellow stitches in. 1, all in that same hole, by the way, making sure to tuck that pink right behind where we're going so it's still caught in there and hidden. That's 2, 3, and 4. Oops. And 4. All right, and now, still with that yellow, we are going to go down the back side doing half double crochets. These stitches might be a little bit more difficult to find, but just jam your hook in there and you'll get it. And we're just going to keep on going until we get to the end of the row. Remember to keep that pink tucked behind every single stitch that you do. Okay, and so now when we get to our last stitch in the row, I'm going to switch colors. So we're starting off our half double crochet like normal. Now we're going to drop the yellow, pick up the pink, and finish it with the pink. Chain 2, flip our work, and now making sure that we're taking that yellow strand and tucking it behind our work so that it gets hidden. Now we are going to continue on with the pink, just doing the half double crochet up the side, tucking that yellow behind every single stitch. The more you do this, the more you'll get the hang of it, and then by like the 4th or 5th row it'll just come second nature and you won't even need to think about tucking. You'll just do it automatically. Alright, so I'm just continuing on with the pink until I get this last stitch with the yellow. And with this, I'm going to switch colors. So I did the first step of the half double crochet in the pink. Now I'm going to drop the pink, pick up the yellow. And now, since I'm also in the top stitch, I'm going to put 2 more half double crochets in that very same hole. So I have 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, emanating all from this one hole. This is what's going to make your cup shaped and like kind of pointy at the top. So then just continue on with yellow stitches as you go down the other side, making sure to tuck that pink strand behind every single stitch. And now we're at the end of the row. That was our last hole that we needed to go into. So I did the first half of the half double crochet. Now I'm going to drop the yellow, pick up the pink, complete with the pink, chain 2, flip our work, and remember we're tucking that yellow behind, and just continue with our stitches. So this is the row that you are going to repeat over and over until you have a cup that is big enough for you. I'll let you know how big I make mine. I wear a size 32 double D bra, so that should give you some sort of gauge, but honestly the best way to do it is just to hold it up to your breast and see how much you want to cover as you go and as you make it, because everyone's tension is different, everyone's breasts are different shapes and sizes, so you just want to make sure that you're covering what you want to. Okay, so see how we're at the top here? You can see the 3 stitches emanating from that one hole. 1, 2, 3. So you only need to put 1 stitch in that first one, but then in the center you need to put 3. So I'm putting 1, and then I'm going to switch to the yellow, and then the second one, remembering to tuck that pink behind. That's 2, and then 1/3. And now we're just going to keep going down the row in our yellow all the way to the bottom. Alright, and so now we're at the last stitch at the end of the row. So we start it with the yellow, drop the yellow, pick up the pink, finish the stitch, chain 2, flip our work, and just repeat that same thing over and over. So you do half double crochet all the way up the side. Then once you get to the top center where you have 3 stitches emanating, in that very center stitch, you are going to have 3 half double crochet stitches all in the same hole, and then just go back down the other side like normal. We want to make sure that we're switching colors in the center, or as close as we can get to the center, so that we have a nice balance of the 2 colors. Alright, so I'm just going to keep doing my rows over and over and over until I have enough to cover me, and I will meet you there. So I've got my cup to the size that I want it to be. And now we're going to work on little loops to go across the bottom so that we can string the string that will go around our rib cage around the bottom. So I'm actually going to take both pieces of yarn, treating it as if it's one, and I'm going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm just going to insert it into the pink there and make a slip stitch. See how it's made that little loop? So now we go 1, 2, 3, 4, and insert into the pink. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and insert into the pink. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and insert into the pink. Honestly, it might be the opposite color. It might be the yellow for you, or whatever color you end up using, that you're doing this insert to do a slip stitch into, depending on where you ended and like how many rows that you did. So just go into pretty much like every other row. So see now how I got to the center where there were 2 rows of yellow next to each other. So now we're going to chain 4 and we're inserting into the yellow as we go across. So I have this extra string that can just be woven in later. Oops. And then just at the end, I'm just going to cheat it out and go into the pink at the end just so it's nice and clean. And now we're going to do a row up the side and then add our big long chain that will wrap around our neck. So since my last row here is pink, I want to do the opposite color. So I'm picking up my yellow, and just as if it is a normal row, I'm just going to do half double crochets in the yellow up the side. Always remember to tuck your pink behind. Okay, so now when you get to your top center, do your last stitch, and we're going to take both strands, treat it as one, and we're going to chain 100. And see how we're making a nice strap to go up around your neck. So if you think that you need a thicker strap, then you could go down your strap with a single crochet, just holding both pieces of yarn together and just doing it like that all the way down. But I like the look of the skinny strap, and I honestly don't really have a problem with it with my cup size, but if you've got a larger cup size or just need more support overall, then you can just go back down it with the single crochet. But now I'm just going to snip my yarn and tie it off so that it is nice and secure. And that's our cup. So for the strap across the bottom, to go across your rib cage, you just take both strands of yarn, make a slip knot, and then make a chain of 150, or if you need more than that, just measure it along your body more or less. Honestly, it doesn't matter. I'm just doing a really long chain so that I can wrap it and tie it around my rib cage. But yeah, there's really not that much to it. So I'm just going to continue that and finish off. So once you have your chain that is long enough, I'm just going to tie it off. And then we're going to take our top and just loop it through all of those little loops that we made. Just go back and forth, hole by hole. And now you can make your other cup, and you're just going to continue doing the exact same thing that you did for the first cup with the other cup. And then when it's all done and you have your second cup, then you can just, loop through the rest of the string, and then you'll be done your top. So let's move on to the bottoms. So for the bottoms, I'm going to start with a chain of 34. You can this is the part that you adjust if you need a bigger or smaller amount. I'll show a little graphic on screen of what this covers. And now you are just going to make a row of regular half double crochet. So yarn over 2 from the hook and pull through all 3. And I'm just going to continue that down the row. Alright, so I got to the end of my row, and I'm going to chain 2, flip my work, and pick up my second color, make a slip knot, put that on my hook, and then with my pink tuck behind, I'm going to start a half double crochet. But let me tell you the pattern that we're going to do for these bottoms. So on every other row, starting row 2, which is this yellow row right here, we are going to decrease 1 from each end until we have a small enough triangle and a small enough spot to cover our crotch. Usually I do around 9 stitches is enough to cover my bits and pieces, but really it's up to you on how much coverage you want or how much you want to show, honestly. So to do a decrease, so you start a half double crochet like normal, and then you yarn over again and insert into the next stitch and start another half double crochet, and then pull through all of those. Just because we added the new color, that's why it looks a little bit weird on the end, but I'll show you how to do it again once we get to the other side. But yeah, we're just doing regular half double crochets as we go all the way down, and then I will meet you at the end of this row just to show you how to do that decrease one more time. So for these bottoms, it's really easy to know when we're going to decrease, because we're only going to decrease on yellow rows, because remember, we're decreasing on every other row, so only on yellow rows. And if you're doing different colors or just ordering them different, it's going to be just every other row. Easy peasy. So I'll just meet you when I get to the end of mine. Okay, so I'm at the end of my row, and I need to do a decrease at the end, because on every yellow row or every other row, we're going to decrease at the beginning of the row and at the end of the row. So we are going to start a half double crochet like normal, yarn over, pull 1 through, and then again we're gonna yarn over, insert into the last hole, yarn over, pull 1 through, and It's a little bit tricky, but we're going to drop the yellow and switch to pink because our next row is in pink. Chain 2, flip your work, and make sure to tuck that yellow behind. And now just do a regular pink row. Super simple. And I'm just doing regular half double crochet all the way down until I get to the end, and I will meet you there just so I can show you to switch colors one more time. Okay, so my last stitch is so messy, but don't judge me. I'm trying my hardest. Okay, so at the end here, we're inserting like it's a regular half double crochet. Drop the pink, pick up the yellow, and chain 2. And now we're at a yellow row, so we are going to start with a decrease at the beginning of the row. So we insert our hook, making sure that that pink's tucked behind. Pick up, then yarn over, insert again, and now pull through all 5. There, we just did our decrease. And then I'll show you one more time how to decrease at the end of the row. And then we're just going to keep on going row by row, only decreasing on the yellow rows until we have a piece that is small enough just to cover our crotch. Alright, so here I am at the end with only 2 stitches left. And I'm going to insert, start that half double crochet, yarn over again, insert into the next stitch. Perfect. Now we're dropping the yellow, picking up the pink, pulling through, chain 2. And now we just have a regular pink row, no increases or decreases. And I'm just gonna go down it with half double crochets. Super simple. So now you should have the hang of it, doing this kind of decrease on both ends on every other row thing. So just keep doing rows and rows of that until you get to your crotch part. You'll see that it's starting to make a bit of a trapezoid shape. So it's just gonna keep getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. Hopefully not too tiny, but maybe around like this thick, depending on how much coverage you need. So yeah, I'll meet you there and I'll let you know how many stitches I have left. Alright, so I've got my little trapezoid here. Pretty simple. And now we've gotten to the crotch part. Mine is 10 stitches down the row. And now you're just going to do a couple of rows with no increases or decreases. I usually do 5 or 7, depending on the style. But just do basic rows, so every single row, including the yellow ones, you're not going to do any increases or decreases, no funny stuff, until you have a good crotch piece. A good way to gauge this, to see how long you want it, is to just hold it up to another bathing suit that you have, or even a pair of underwear that you like the fit of, just to see how long you want that part. So now I'm on a yellow row. Usually I would decrease at the ends here, but I'm just not going to. And when I do this part with no increases or decreases, I usually want to do an odd number of them so that I end back on a yellow, and so that when I go and do the back part of it, I'll continue doing the variations on the yellow. That'll make sense in just a second. So I'm just going to do a couple more rows and then I will show you what to do the back side of the bathing suit. Okay, so I did 7 rows of no increase or decrease, and now what we did for the back we're just going to do, or what we did for the front, doesn't matter, we're going to do for the back. So on every other row, so on every single yellow row, we're going to increase 1 at the start and increase 1 at the end. So how we do that is making sure that our pink is tucked behind. We're going to insert and do a half double crochet. In that very same hole, we're going to insert and do another half double crochet, and that's an increase. Then we're just doing regular all the way across. And in the last one, we are going to put 2 half double crochets in the same hole, but remember we need to switch colors, so only do half of that second one and finish with the pink. Now this is a pink row, so no increases or decreases, just regular half double crochet across the row. And now we're switching back to yellow. So we are going to put 2 half double crochets in that first hole, regular half double crochets across the row. That's my dog. And in that very last hole in the row, we are going to put 2 half double crochets in the end. And remember that we need to switch back to pink. Chain 2, and yeah. So see how that's starting to widen out again? So we want to continue making those increases on all of the yellow rows until we have it the exact same length as the front side. This makes for a bit of a cheeky bottom. If you want more coverage, you could increase every single row, or put 2 increases at the end of each row. But I like this style. I think that this is pretty similar to what Bella Hadid wears, so that's what I'm gonna do. Anyways, so I'm just going to continue with my increase on the beginning and end of the row on every single yellow row till I get to the end. So once you've got your front and back pieces done, all you've got to do is tie off, and then we are just going to make straps to go at each corner on the front and the back. What you can do is make a chain of 70 and then go back on it with a single crochet. But I like this skinny strap look, so I'm just gonna keep it as a chain. Again, like if you need more support or are worried about it digging into your waist or anything, then do that single crochet. But if you don't mind, or it's not going to be a problem for you, then you can just do the chain. So I just have a slip knot on my hook. I am going to insert and make a slip stitch with both pieces of yarn. I'm treating it as if it's just one piece of yarn. And then I'm going to make a big long chain of 70. And once you get to the end, you can just pull up, snip, and tie off. And that's one corner done, and then you're just going to repeat for the other 3 corners. And then you're done your bathing suit. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys liked this video or found this tutorial helpful at all, make sure to leave me a like and subscribe to see more similar content. But yeah, thanks so much. And if you made it, I would love to see it, so send me a picture.